So I'm going to show you my new fabric collection coming out on November 1 called Gentleness, and it's just a bunch of low volumes. Hey, I got exciting news. Today I'm going to be showing you a new fabric collection that I designed, but this time it's all low volumes. So you know that I really love my scrappy background low volume quilts. They're my favorite to make. They're fun. You can use a whole bunch of different fabrics, which I really like doing. It helps you use up scraps. I really like everything about the scrappy low volume quilt. And so I can't get enough low volumes in my stash. I'm constantly reusing them and swapping, using the old, bringing in new. It's just a constant thing with low volumes. And same in my shop, my fabric shop. We have to order low volumes all the time because you seem to like them as much as I do. So anyway, I had some leftover drawings that didn't get used in Earthy Goodness, which is also back in the shop as a pre-order, by the way, and will be shipping the same time as these new fabrics if you missed it that first round. Anyway, I had leftover bits and I thought I'd use them to design some low volume fabrics. So before I show you the fabrics, if you bought my book and read it, I have a whole section dedicated to scrappy backgrounds, and there's several quilts in the book that really work with scrappy backgrounds. Like it's Hello Posy comes to mind. That one I wrote specifically for a scrappy background. Sassy Granny is also really great with scrappy backgrounds, and the quilt I made in the book had scrappy backgrounds in both of those. But also my more popular quilts like Little Miss and Sugar Bear, those two quilts both work with your scrappy backgrounds. But anyway, in the book, I go through what I call the 3 different types of low volumes. And my favorite type of low volume is the ones that are very minimal with very little color. I like when they're all different shades of white. Like I don't want them all to be one single shade of white. This new collection, I have made it exactly the way I want a low volume background to be. There's a couple of busier ones, but I would call all of these very minimal low volume prints. I sometimes call them whispers. So I'm going to show them to you. Okay, so this first print is called Pom Pom, and it is meant to be a pom-pom, so I'll get you close to it. And there's also the background, it has little tiny flecks. When I first drew it, it was a lot bigger, and then I thought, I will never use that print that big. So I did make it a lot smaller, although I did miss the look of the big pom-pom. I didn't think it would be something I would use in a quilt, so I changed it. But anyway, that is Pom Pom. All right, this second print is called Milkweed, and this one is Milkweed in Fall. And this one is Milkweed in Float. Yeah, they're 2 different colors. This one has got it's not tan, it's white, but it's got a tan look about it. So this one should stand out if you, say, used all 12 of these prints in a single quilt. This one will have, a little bit of a darker tone to it and help it stand out a little bit. You can kind of see it, the difference there. Okay, so that one is Milkweed. All right, so this one is called Stitchy. It's very minimal. It's meant to be those chunky stitches that I always use on my binding. It's definitely my most faintest low volume, but I really have a thing for these type of low volumes. And I usually mix a solid in with my backgrounds too, like a white solid. So this one can really take the place of that and still be a little something to look at. So this one is Stitchy. I'm really excited about this one. And it is called hand-drawn sawtooth, and you may recognize it because it's the logo that I used for my Little Miss Sawtooth quilt-along that I'm currently hosting. But I did do some new little things with it. But I knew as soon as I drew this up that I wanted it also on fabric. So it's a little bit of a 2-tone or 3-tone sawtooth, and then there's little ghost sawtooths as well. The color is, like a really soft peach and a little bit of a darker peach there. But anyway, that's hand-drawn sawtooth. All right, so this next print, there's 2 of these, and this is called Dottie in dark and Dottie in pale. And it's really, when I drew this, it was just little tiny markings. And I like the one that's dark particular because this will give the quilt, especially I'm talking about if you put all these together, and made a low volume background quilt. This will give it a little pop. I always like to include at least one a print that has something dark on it because it really makes for a more interesting looking quilt. All right, so the other color is a very soft blush or almost tan. But anyway, that is Dottie. The next print is called Itty Bitty Daisies, and this is Glum and this is Glow. So Glum is kind of somewhere between taupe and lavender, that place that I always get to with some of these, but it's just really, really soft. I think it would look really great with a very purpley quilt, with a very gray quilt. And the other one is Glow, which is again peach, shades of peach. Yeah, so this one is Itty Bitty Daisies. So the next print is my absolute favorite, and it's called Pampas Grass. And this is Pampas Grass in tan and Pampas Grass in blush. So kind of pinky on this one and definitely tan on this one. I absolutely love this, and I loved this print so much that I ended up changing my fabric shop logo, Meander and Makes logo, to a couple of these. Yeah, so I'm very excited to use these. This is, so again, Pampas Grass. So this next one is definitely the standout print, and this one is called Flutter. There's only one, and anyway, just a little butterfly, and this butterfly did come from my Earthy Goodness collection, so I used it in the fabric that I think was called Foraging, in the Foraging fabric. So here it is again, but looking all very ethereal. Yeah, I really like this. This one would be good, I can picture this as like a border. I can see it, fussy cut. But yeah, that is Flutter. So that is Gentleness, and you can order it at Meander and Make as a pre-order. It will ship November 1 or before, and we have it available in fat quarter and a half yard. So thank you for watching.